Very strange opening there, Terry, with things double lapping. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, boy.
Welcome back to Horse Racing Today for Money Monday. As always, we're going to do Parx. As always, we have some free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. A little later on today, there's a link in the description down here. For Zia Park, racing is getting a little bit lighter, of course, as we approach the Christmas break next week. Looking forward to that. And then the day after Christmas, we will have a wagering guide for the American Oaks for Santa Anita. You're not going to want to miss that. Also not going to want to miss race 1 at Parx today, Terry. That's where we're going to start. Fill us in on the conditions.
All right, 6.5 furlongs, claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. It's a purse of $23,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, and in order to get that second race at 6.5 furlongs, the type of horse that wins, the profile of a winner, tactical speed, 35%. Get the lead, keep the lead to the finish line, and then, of course, there's an inside to outside position on post positions. Race number 1, 1,000 simulations. We want to see who has the best chance to get the lead. Based upon our projected pace, which horses are likely to get a race today that matches their best performance. Q30, if you got a 30% of the querying points, it's a horse worthy of your attention. Par plus, in our 1,000 simulations, how many times they ran a speed figure equal to or better than the Brisnet speed figure right here of 79. And then finally, everybody wants a sale, especially around this time of year. We want our sim odds to be lower than post-time odds. Terry, take it away.
Okay, as you can see there, all the horses but the 9 has some speed, but that 3 has the most. Should get to that quarter pole first if it can get out of that gate. Okay. 2 has an overlay from 4 to 1 to 6 to 1. The 3 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 6 to 1. And the 8 has an overlay from 9 to 1 to 12 to 1. 3, 2, 4, and 8 have par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
Yes, and real fast, we also do trip handicapping. All these horses want to be on the lead. These horses want to close. Speed of the speed, it's really ugly there, so maybe speed really does well. If so, the 3 and the 5, they're their fastest horses early on, at least according to pace. At the end, a pretty good advantage for the 2 and the 6, our top total pace horse. Usually the winner comes out of the top 4. In this case, it's the 2, 6, 5, and 3. Terry, who are your top 4?
I like the 4 as my first pick. He finished 3rd in his last race, has a trainer wins 23% of the races when shipping a horse in to run. Number 5 is my second choice, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 3, the One America, is my third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races in the second start with this trainer, and his best start speed is fast as among today's starters. I like the 1 as my long shot, Sharp Red Eagle. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and the rail post winning at a 20% clip. He can improve at the shorter distance. No additional bets for me here.
The 5 horse ran the top last race, beat figure 7 points clear of the next closest horse last time out with better pace and better fractions. Unswayed, the 2 horse, that's a left arrowish closer, should be not too far from the pace with a pretty strong kick at the end. One America, this one has the chance to be your pace setter. Could be better in the second Parx race after its second start after layoff today. And then Painter's Prodigy, the 4 horse, this one. Wide trip at Charlestown last time out. That's not the place to be at that bull ring. Second up, and this horse has definitely seen some tougher competition. Looking for some overlays in here, Terry. Looks like the 3 horse right now. One America, the potential pace setter. We have it at 6 to 1, 9 to 1 right now. The 5 horse is your favorite at 8 to 5, and then the 4 horse. And let's see, any other real overlays? Not really. So let's see. I mean, it's really ugly there today with a lot of rain. I would not be surprised if it continues to rain like this, and at some point they cancel the card.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, it's really ugly there. The screen is gray. You can see that it's continuing to rain.
Yeah, it's raining like crazy here too in California. So
yeah, not so much here.
No, and I know they do it now. They cancel it for safety reasons, and that's a good thing because back in the 50s, 60s, they never canceled the races, no matter what the rain was like.
Yes, people were more hardy somehow back then, Terry.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, while we wait for them to get started, when the show is over, if you go over to horseracingtoday.net, right here, you will see a recap of the show with our notes along with the replay from the video. In the video on YouTube, if you open up the description, we'll timestamp every race so you can come back and watch whatever races on demand as the races are about to take place, so you can get a good look at the data, our thoughts, our picks, and of course, any recommended or suggested potential wagers. You'll have that right here. And then while you're there, please click on the HRT gear. Get yourself some horse racing today merchandise to help support the show. You see some football stuff there, Terry, and been HRT rich. If I have any NFL plays, I'll post them. And so far on the year, I'm 9 games over 500 on my selections. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, they say if you can win 55%, it's profitable. I'm about a little under 60% for the year.
Yeah, it's good.
I think at least one of their 2 games tonight should be what I call a power play pick. It's an alliteration for our English teachers. All right. Looks like they finally got the last horse to load. I don't think they're liking the rain very much, as it was kind of a lengthy loading time. It is really ugly there. I'll be interested to see how the horses run. In the past, if I remember correctly, the folks wanted to get up off the rail and be a little bit wide down the stretch because some of those horses tired. Maybe the water puddles towards the rail. Tough to tell. In this gray screen, as they are struggling with one of those horses to get it in. I think it's the 8 horse.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, he's not much to the liking of today's weather. He says, man, I'm supposed to be in the barn right now eating hay. I'm not supposed to be out here getting wet.
Yeah.
I want some of those peppermints as well. Yeah, some of them are starting to get a little antsy in the gate because they're like, what the heck is taking so long? All right. Well, here we go for race number 1 at Parx for Money Monday as they get ready to go off and running. And a pretty clean start for everybody right now. Does look like we're pretty competitive right now for who wants to lead. About 5 horses wide across the front. It looks like you have the 1, the 2 and 3, the 5 and the 8, 5 wide across the track competing for the lead, and a pretty big gap back to the 6 horse, way back. They're about 6 lengths back. I think if you bet the 8 horse, you're probably done. That horse is up the track and wide. 22 and 17 for the opening quarter. And, well, the 8 horse is now getting back involved in the mix. The one that's backing up is the 2 horse. It's kind of pulled out of the early part of the race there. You have I don't know, he's really pulling up. I think it's the 1 horse that's pulling up. He's going straight back. So the 2 horses on the lead, the 3 horses to the inside there. You got somebody now rolling up the rail. I don't know. Is that the 8 horse up the rail?
I don't know.
Sam Wheat. That's a strange run if I've ever seen one. Yeah, he's running away with it over here. The 8 horse, I think that's the 8 horse. Because he went way wide. Then he dipped in. And I said if you had the 8 horse, you probably were not going to do good. So it looks like it's going to go 8, 4, 9. 8, 4, and 9 to get started.
Wow.
Woof, what an odd race. So speed did not hold at all as the horse is tired, but to be fair, they kind of ran fast. Yeah, the 8 horse with one of the strangest trips I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Sam Wheat. That horse went wide up the track, and then he darted down to the fence. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Forget that. I can't tell. The race is just a mess all across the board. Hey, Don, how are you today? Let's do some translating some Spanish right now. Translating to English for Postmir, who won the first. The 8 horse won the first race. Hey, Felix, 8 horse, Ocho is your winner in race number 1. That means, Terry, we're going to do race number 2, hopefully better than we did race number 1. What's the story in race number 2?
It's 6.5 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
So 6.5 furlongs. Usually we see speed do well in the opening leg there. That's not what happened at all. The closers came in as the speed really kind of crashed out at the end of the race. Although usually tactical speed, so middle forward, 35% wire to wire. Maybe we get back to normal here. There's an inside to outside bias, although the outside horse won that race. So You could throw it all out the window when it's raining like cats and dogs in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. Jerry, the data might not have worked in race number 1, but maybe it works in race number 2.
You never know, but as you can see there, it's anybody's guess really, because there's speed everywhere and it's all across the board. The 2 has an overlay 4-1 to 5-1. The 8 has an overlay from 5-2 or 3-2 to 5-2. All of them show par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones, especially the 3.
Yes, it's a pretty wide open race here. We're typically looking for 50% or more in the C zone score. In race 2, pretty balanced shape. You have a couple in here that you have to look out for. The 5 and the 2, they're lone EPs and PCs. E's want to pilot the race. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. Ps want to co-pilot. PCs can really be anywhere on the track. They can be forward, they can be middle, they can be back. They have a lot of flexibility. Closers right in here. Early on, it looks like the 4, 7, and 8 want the early lead. It looks like the 4, the 7 have a little bit more pace than the 8 horse at the starts. The end of the race, the 8 horse has the most late speed, should sit right off the pace right there. But the 2 and 6, they'll be coming hard from the back of the pack. And if the second race is like the first race, those might be the 2 you want to focus on. Your top total pace horse here is the 8. It is 7 points better than the 4. Terry, well, the 8 won the first race. Maybe he goes back to back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I like the 8 Rebel Empire. He finished 3rd versus Tougher in his last race, drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 7, My Man Woody. He finished 3rd versus Similar in his last race. He has a high percentage winning trainer. The 2, The Rabbit, is my 3rd choice, won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And here's Sophia's Prince. The 6 is my long shot. She likes this track. Finished in the money 50% of the time, winning 50% of the starts. And the distance won't cause problem, as she's been in the money 60% of the time, winning 20% of the starts. I'm going to play the very first pick 4. And I'm going to play, it's a Don Johnson. It's a 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8 with 1, 3, 4, 5, with 2, 4, with 3, 5, $48 ticket.
I'm going to begin with the 8 horse 2, Rebel Empire. Well, let's see what happens. Where can you watch Parx racing, boy? You can watch it on GRTV if you're south of the American United States border. Google it, GRTV, horse racing. And if you are in Europe, William Hill, any of those English or European wagering sites that have horse racing. I'm going to start again with Rebel Empire, the 8 horse. This one in here, Terry. Top total pace, 7, big time par plus. Why not? 8 horse winning this 2 races in a row. The 2 horse Rabbit showed some better early pace in its last race. Mr. Terry, pretty solid par plus score as well. My Man Woody from the cartoon, walking up the speed ladder, has 3 wins in 11 races at Parx. He has no wins in 13 races elsewhere. Number 3, Disturbed, my final choice. Better fractions last time out, despite going a little bit longer. My pick 4 is 2, 7, 8 with the 1, 3, 4, 5, with the 3, 6, with the 1, 3, 5, and 7. And I'm going to do 30 to win and 20 to place, as Terry and I have a $100 budget, Benny and the bets for the track on every single day. So I'm going to put half of it on the 8 horse to win or place in race number 2. Stay to the first. The 8 horse won the first race all the way back. Off to race number 3. Terry, as we work our way through this very sloppy 10 race card, what are the conditions for the 3rd?
It's 6.5 furlongs again. The maiden claiming race, $40,000 claiming price, $32,000 purse for maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Again, we saw in the opening race that the track bias to date really didn't hold, because usually it favors tactical speed, where 35% go wire to wire. With an inside to outside bias, it was kind of forward with the 8 horse, but he was wide and it came in crazy run in that race, Terry. In race number 3, if we go back to form, who's going to get the lead?
Well, as you see there, that 1 shows all the speed in the world. Most of them have some speed, but the 1 has double the speed of the closest speed horse to it. The 2 has an overlay from 6 to 1 to 10 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 8 to 5 to 4 to 1. All but the 6 have par plus, and all but the 6 have a C zone.
Mm-hmm. And then if we take a look at the race shape, a lot that want to be on the front. The 6-horse so far, Mama Pick, not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Looking at this shape, really kind of a shallow field. So if you can be the speed of the speed, and it does look like Ringer Card has a pretty aggressive early speed advantage. Every 5 points equals about 1 length. It's about 1.5 length lead over the 3-horse Flag Runner. At the end of the race, Lady Sriracha, that one's about 3/4 of a length better than Loretha, but it looks like the speed horses have the early speed and they have the late legs, so maybe those 3 are where to look. Your top total pace horse here is Lady Sriracha, 5 points clear of Flag Runner, which is almost a tie with Ringer Card, and then a little bit of a drop from there, Terry. So maybe just take the odd number of horses, the 1, 3 to 5, and box them up.
Yeah, no, that's what I did. But I took the 3 on top Flag Runner. She has finished in the money in her 5 career races. She has a career high percent winning trainer, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1, Ringer Card is my second choice. She ran second in her last race. They're all post winning 20% clip. Switches to high percentage winning jockey. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Wins 21% of the races for when he takes a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming race. And her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Boy, look at all those boxes she marks off. And then I like the 5 Lady Serica. She finished third in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the maiden races he has a horse competing in. And then the 4 is my long shot. She ran second versus in her last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 1 Ringer Card. That's my top selection in here for race number 3. Maiden special weight dropper on the hot rail. May not be so hot today with all that water up in here, but did show better early pace and fractions. Should be on the front today as well. I don't know if that's the best place to be either. Flag Runner, the 3-horse, has never been off the board in 5 races. Number 5, Lady Sriracha is your top total pace horse, 5 points clear of everybody, and is also our simulation favorite with the top par plus. Lots to like there. Loretha, the 4-horse, has a par race on the recent resume and could be ready to run a race after a little bit of time on the bench. No additional bets for me as we move forward to race number 4.
Okay, we're going to stretch out to a mile. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Let's see. A link to watch the races, please. We don't have a link to watch the races again. Juanita, the Juanitza Andrea Narvaez. I hope I got that right. GRTV on Google. Search it. I think I'm just going to get a link from now on, Terry, and just put it in the description, right? Yeah, so we get asked this every single day. They should actually hire us or pay for us to promote their stuff.
That's
so
right.
1 mile on the main track. Their early speed wins 37% of the time. It wins wire to wire. There is an inside 3 bonus here, 4 through 7 at discount. The best place to be in race number 4 is 8 out. We don't have 8 horses here, Terry, but we probably still have somebody with speed. Who is it?
Yeah, we do. We have the 7, which has all the speed in the world compared to everything else, although all of them show some kind of speed. And then the 5 has an overlay from 10 to 1 to 12 to 1. The 6 has an overlay from about 6 to 5 to 7 to 2. 6 has the only par plus number. All of them, but the 3 have the C zones.
So it looks like GRTV is an app, is what it looks like to me. GRTV, translate this page. All right, so yeah, it's a horse racing app. So you can get it. GRTV is the horse. I'm going to put a link in there. I don't have it in Spanish. It's just a US version. So on your iPhone, folks, on your teléfones, para una app, GRTV for the horse racing in Latin America, right?
Yep.
GRTV is the app in south of Texas. There we go, folks. Right there. Look at the notes. GRTV in app south of Texas. There you go. Take a look at that. So did you do your picks here, Terry, or you just went through the stuff?
No, I just went through the stuff you need to talk about.
This.
Yeah.
Race number 4, pretty balanced race in here. Though you do have a Sesame Street horse. That is cash on first. It's in between these. So sometimes those horses that are unlike the others get a very nice trip. The early pace horse belongs to the Sister Eve, although the 1, 4, and 7, with this Sister Eve is a closer with some early speed. So that's a left arrow horse. They usually do pretty well. At the end of the race, Blind Speed, well, that's a close. That's one of the front runners with the most late speed. It's a backwards race. And then our top total pace play is the 6, along with the 4. And then there's a pretty good gap down from there, and then a big gap down. So maybe the 1 and 7, you can toss those out. Try to pick a winner from the 3, 4, 5, and 6, Terry. What about you?
Well, before I go to my picks, I'm going to say hi to Melvin Torres, and he's got a pick 4 there, and I'm assuming that's the pick 4 that starts in the second race. So let's hope he has good luck with that. Okay, I like in this race the 3, Maria Says So. She ran second versus him in her last race. Her best dirt speed is close to average winning speed, and she has a good trainer. Flag Song Flying, the 4 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, and her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Then I like 7, Peach Pass. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 18% of the claiming races he has a horse running in, and a high percentage winning jockey. My long shot is Blind Speed, the 6, won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play my second pick 4 with Miami Vice, Don Johnson. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the 3, 5, with the 2, 5, with the 2, 4, 5, 6. I think that's a $48 ticket as well.
Yes. I'm going to start with the 3 horse 2. Maria Says So. And if Maria says so, it must be so. It's the only horse with a par race on its resume. Did run a little bit better fractions last time out. Blind Speed, the 6 horse, ran the top last race speed figure, 5 points better than everybody else. It is our simulation favorite, the biggest par plus horse, with better late speed in its last effort. Peach Pass, the 7 horse, third choice, third up, very likely to be on the front today. We'll see if one of those horses can hang on up there. And then Flag Song Flynn, the 4, consistent performer, Terry, that should have a good trip in here with our top par plus. Top C-zone rating. So keep an eye on that. My pick 4 is 3, 6, 7 with 1, 3, 5, 7 with 4, 5 with 2, 4, 5, and 7. I'm also going to do a 50-cent trifecta box here with the 3, the 4, the 6, and the 7, and hope to catch them all in the right order to give me maximum payout. Race number 5, Terry, is next on our list. It is the end of the first half of the card. What is the end race of the first half of the card all about?
Okay, we're going to stretch out a little more to 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming race $5,000 claiming price. Purse $18,000. It's for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since June 16th.
So at 1 mile and 70 yards on that track in the mud today, so far anyway, early speed's done well. 38% of the time you win the race to the quarter mile marker. You win the race to the winner's circle. There's a small inside 3 bonus, 4 through 7, get a small discount, and then 8 and out is almost fair, Terry. So a little bit of an edge in race number 5 under normal circumstances with some inside speed. And once again, we see a pretty competitive start for the 5th race.
Yeah, that's right. There's speed. Every one of the horses have speed. Some of them, though, have more than the rest. I think it's probably on anyone's guess who's going to get to that quarter pole. The 1 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 4 to 1. 4 has an overlay from 9 to 1 to 15 to 1. And the 5's overlay is 5 to 2 to 3 to 1. All but the 2, 3, and 6 have par plus numbers. And all of the horses have C zones but the 8.
Race shape. We see here, the 2 horses, a lone E. Everybody else middle back. You do have the 5 horse in here as a lone PC. So a couple of horses, just from the race shape, stand out right away. The 2, if it can get to the lead, might not be caught. The 5 horse should get a very Good trip. The 6 horse so far. Maybe you can eliminate that one as it's not been within 5 lengths of the winner, the finish line in recent races. Obstinate, the 7 horse. That's your fastest one. Another left arrow horse in there. The 8 horse, the pressure horse, right in the mix too. The 5 horse, there's that PC. But again, really not a big gap between all of these horses here. Just 8 points. So you better get out of that gate in the mud pretty quick. Number 6, Like a Pro. That is your horse with the top lay speed. So maybe finishes within 5 lengths today. Although you only have a 6-point difference between here and there. So again, very competitive. Better not be caught wide or get blocked. Our top 4 horses in what looks like one of the more competitive races of the day is the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5. Jerry, who are your top 4 horses?
I like the 3 Gangster Rap. She ran second versus Simmer in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 5, Classy Miss. My second choice, she's been in the money 48% of the time at Parx Racing. She won 19% of the starts. And today's distance, she's been in the money 47% of the time and won 16% of the starts. The 7 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a trainer, wins 17% of the route races. He has a horse running in. And she has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The 1, Peach Perfect, is another one that likes Parx Racing, been in the money 60% of the time, winning 24% of those races. And she has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 19% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start off with the 5 horse, Classy Miss. This one, clean class drop and solid maintenance workout between races. Also, our top Par Plus horse as well, Peach Perfect. My dog's name is Peach. She's my chubby blonde girlfriend. She is perfect indeed. And trainer Jacinto Solis. He's done it 3 times where he's claimed a horse and dropped. He got a win in one and on the board in the other. Number 3, Gangster Rap. This one's top last race speed figure with better early pace and fractions in its last effort. And then Obstinate, the 7 horse, the final choice. Better early pace in its last race and also a class dropper here today. No additional bets for me as we make our way to the second half of the card. Tomorrow, hopefully, it'll be a little bit nicer, Terry, at Parx in terms of the weather.
Yep.
And if so, if you don't want to miss that Parx show, there's something you can do.
Well, you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell, and it'll tell you about all the programs when they're coming up. Go down and copy that link and send it to all your friends, neighbors, relatives, so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, and TikTok at Horse
Blue
Race.
Sky too now, yeah.
And Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 today, and give us a likes and a thumbs up. And then also keep these picks coming like Melvin Torres does. And also give us any comments that you have. We'd like getting them. They help us out a lot too.
Yeah, any interactivity between you and us helps us with our social scores and our search engine optimization. So the more you interact with us, the higher we'll go when people search for horse racing on Google, Facebook, Twitter, wherever it is that they're looking for content. In starting the second half today, Terry, race number 6, we have some conditions that we need to discuss. Besides the rain, what are they?
Well, we're dropping back to 6 furlongs, a claiming race 15,000, purse 28,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since September 16th. Claiming races for 12,500 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So this is just a quick trip around the track at 6 furlong. That's the most common distance at Parx, and probably most tracks for that matter. You do want to be middle forward under normal circumstances, usually 36% win gate to wire at Parx. There is an inside to outside bias with the rail running on askew. That one would typically have a pretty big advantage. I don't know that that's the case with all the mud today. Harry, take it away for who's got the best chance to get the lead in race number 6.
Well, you can see there they all have some speed. The 2 and the 4 have the most speed. Anyone's guess, although that 2 and 4 could go out and try to go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 5 has overlay of 8, 5, 5 to 2. All of them show Par Plus and all show C zones.
Who with a link for the races, please? Okay. GRTV. I don't know that this is going to work, and it's an app. So here, this is what I have right there. It may not work. It may not work for you because it's GRTV US. So you're going to have to find GRTV outside of the US. It may work, but on your phone, on your telephones, search for GRTV horse racing. You will find the app, and there you can watch it. All right. In race, did you do your picks there, Terry? Right?
No.
Oh, you just went through the data.
All right. I went through the
race number 6. We're looking at a pretty balanced race here. Everybody's middle forward, so maybe speed of the speed is the best way to win this one, and that's JW's Tricky Mischief. He's about a length faster than everybody else, although only the one horse really not a part of the early race picture. At the end of the race, the one horse should be your top closer again. Really not a big difference, though. This looks like a race where just about anybody can win, although the 2, 4, and 5 have a pretty good advantage over the second tier there, Terry. So maybe the 5, the 4, the 2 are the ones to really investigate as your potential winners. Who's your winner?
I like the 2 Trainer Please. Has finished in the money in the last 7 starts, winning 2 of those, and a high percentage winning trainer. Number 5, Iconic Legacy, is my second choice. Ran second versus Tupper his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Mac Daddy 2, the 6, my third choice, switches to high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 30% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. The 7's my long shot, has won 2 races in a row and now goes for a hat trick, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets here for me.
I like in the 6th race, Iconic Legacy. That is our simulation favorite. Should be forward. Could be that bad news today. Kendrick likes to be forward, and that's really what you want. I don't think it'll be on the lead, but it should be part of the lead. JW's Mischief. That one will be your likely pace setter today, Terry. Better in the second start after layoff on last time. Just absolutely demolished the competition. Trainer Please, the 2 horse. This one is a class in potential track dropper, though it has run at Parx before, finished 3rd. And then finally, Sleipnir, the 7 horse. This one's tried its luck at Parx a couple of times and won the both of them. Last time out, did show a little bit better early pace. We're not all that far away from race number 2. Again, this week, we're going to do Parx today. Of course, Parx tomorrow. We'll do Tampa Bay Downs on Wednesday. We'll get to the championship meet on Thursday for Gulfstream Park. And then on Friday, 4 and Friday, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. We had a pretty successful 4 and Friday at Randwick. Thomas says that if there's nothing in Australia, Hong Kong will likely be the place to go. Next week, Christmas week, obviously, we'll be here on Monday, but we'll be off, Terry and I, for the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm not quite sure what we'll do on Friday for 4 and Friday, but then New Year's week, we'll return to our normal schedule, except probably for New Year's Day, but that might change too. We'll see. And make sure you subscribe to all of our social sites, streaming below down there on the banner, so that you know when we're about to go live. Race number 2 is about to get kicking off here, and they are off and running in the second race. The 3 horse, Disturbed with a sluggish break. Other than that, you got the 8 and the 7 out in the front, duking it out. Rebel Empire and my man Woody, although the Rebel Empire, he got all the way down to 2 to 5, so not such good odds on that one. Behind them, you have the 1 horse, and then looks like the 4 horse. They ran through an opening quarter in 22 and a half seconds. Boy, for 6.5 furlongs, that might be a touch fast, Terry. The 8 horse looks like he is trying to pull off. He's gonna call it a break there. He's gonna have to maybe he's gonna do the same thing that other 8 horse did. He could drop down and run inside, but not looking good right now. The 1 horse is in 3rd around the corner. They went 46 and 14. That's a little bit quick. Down around the bend they come as they make their way from home. The 8 horse is trying to move up along the 7 horse. I don't know if he's going to have enough legs to get by. You got somebody who dipped down on the rail there. The 1 horse is going to give it a good go. And the 3-horse, Terry, that looks like it's going to break through as your winner in there. And of course, on the pick 4, it's always my next horse that does me in. The slop is really messing stuff up today. Disturbed, the 3-horse, is your winner. Absolutely. Folks, looks to me like just stay away from the horses that are going to be up front today, because that's the second time in 2 races you've seen horses come from off the pace. It doesn't help when you go out blistering fast, though.
No.
That's the one thing about sloppy racing, right, Terry? Anything can happen.
That's right. It's just like 2-year-olds that's never been out.
Right.
Never know.
Right. You have no idea. All right, race number 7. Hopefully we can get an idea by the time we get to this race. Terry, what's happening there?
All right, number 7 is a mile. It's an allowance race, $41,000 purse. It's for registered Pennsylvania bred fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won one Pennsylvania restricted race or races other than a maiden claiming or starter.
Hey, if you haven't done so already on YouTube, hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Also, if you're following us on Twitter or X right now, hit the retweet button. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that. 1 mile on that track is one quick trip around. Where anything can happen, apparently, in a sloppy track today. 1 mile usually favors horses with early speed. Usually 37% go wire to wire. Usually there's an inside 3 bonus. Usually 4 through 7 are discounted, and usually 8 and out's the best place to be. We have no idea today, Terry, with all that water and mud on the track. So speed has really not been the place to be. So let's eliminate the 2-horse. What do you think? Or the 4?
You could, although that shows the most speed in there, and it could get that quarter pole, but may not last. It might get caught by somebody coming from behind. And then the 4 has an overlay from let's see, the 2 has an overlay 6-1 to 8-1, and the 4 has an overlay from 5-2 to 9-2. All of them show par plus, and all show, C zones, but that 7 is really high.
Mm-hmm. As we look at the race shape for race number 7, the late pick 4, everybody middle forward again. So maybe speed could do all right. I don't know. Middle of the pack horses have done all right today. So summary judgment, Tempest Rising, they'll be up on the lead. Tis Race Day will keep them going too. Maybe these 2 right here are the ones to look at. But if late speed continues to be the way today, you have these 4 right here. Pleasant Dreams, Nature's Candy, and Tis Race Day. Top total pace horses belongs to the 4 and the 8. They're considerably better than everybody else. Well, usually that works, Terry. Maybe it doesn't work today. Who do you think works today?
Well, I like the 5 Nature's Candy. She finished in the money in 5 races out of 6 starts at Parx Racing, won 2 of those races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then I like Tis Race Day. Is the 4 has won 3 races out of 5 starts at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 6 So Fully Sue is the 3rd choice winner last race at Parx Racing, and blinkers are added today. Number 2, Summary Judgment, long shot, has won 2 out of the last 3 starts. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and has won 4 out of 8 starts at today's distance. I'm going to play a 50-cent, the last 50-cent Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 5, 6 with the 4, 5 with the 4, 5, 7 with the 1, 6, 7, 8. I believe that's a $48 ticket.
5-horse for me, Nature's Candy, top billing in race number 7. I like this one, Terry, because it's the only horse in the race with a par race on her recent resume. You can never overlook, I don't care what the weather looks like at Parx, Jamie Ness and Mikel Sanchez. This horse has won 3 out of 5 at Parx. Last time out, absolutely dominated. Summary Judgment, the 2-horse, that one, right distance, winner of 4 of 8 when it's run this distance, Terry. Rolled in its last race. And it was a really tough call for me to put it 3rd over the 7. The 7 gets the 4th spot. Pleasant Dreams, dominating win in its last with much better late speed. And hey, that's been the way today. And since it's a pick 4 and it's my first pick that I leave off, you might as well just circle that one and make it the winner. 2, 4, 5 with the 1, 4, 5, 6 with the 4, 5 with the 5, 6, 7, and 8 as my last pick 4 for today. 3 races to go, Terry. Race number 8. Tell us about it.
Okay, we're going to stretch back out again to 1 mile and 70 yards. Claiming race, $40,000 claiming price. Purse of $35,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. which have not won a race since September 16th. Claiming races for 25,000 or less are not being considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So at 1 mile and 70 yards, early speed does good usually, 38% of the time. It does so well that if you get the lead, you never give it up. There is a small inside 3 bonus, 4 through 7, a small discount. 8 and out is almost fair, Terry. Well, I don't know if anything's fair today, but from what we see, it's a fair guess to say that it should be pretty hot when the race starts.
Yeah, it's an who knows race because they're all pretty close in their speeds. The 4 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 5 to 2, and the 5 has an overlay 3 to 1 to 5 to 1. All but the 2 have par plus, and all of them show C zones.
So we have to find some maybe hints over here. Well, the 1 horse, Jamie Dreams, that can get the lead and not give it up like every other horse has done so far. Got plenty to choose from if you like horses that come off the pace today. At the beginning of the race, well, the 1 horse might not get the lead, although it is to the inside of the 2 and 5, pretty similar early steps. So the 1 could be the pace setter, though might get pushed like we've seen other horses today, which could be a negative. Shalonian, the 4 horse, a length better than everybody else down the stretch. Divine Miracle in that second spot there. Those 2 are a little bit better than everybody else, but if you take out the 2 horse Riccio and look at everybody else, they're all within 6 points. So this race is another one of those races, Terry, where you better get a good trip. Otherwise, you could be first or you could be worst. Terry, who do you think will finish first?
Well, I'm going to go with my pick of the day at Parx Racing, the 5 Divine Miracle.
Is that this race or in the next race? Because it looks like you have your pick of your day over here.
Oh, really?
Did you put it in the wrong spot?
Let me see here. Probably.
Should we copy and paste?
Yeah, it should be over in the 8th race. That's
all right. Well, I'll copy and paste all this over.
All right, thank you. Anyway, likes Parx Racing, been in the money at 71% of the starts, winning 43% of those races, and then the distance won't cause a problem. Been in the money 64% of the time, winning 29% of them. Number 4 is my second choice, has finished in the money in 3 of his last 4 starts, winning 1 of the races. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 3, uninvited guest is the 3rd choice. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Jamie's Dreams, the 1 is the long shot. He finished 3rd versus similar to his last race and has a good 4 furlong workout on December 4th. I'm going to bet $10 to win, 20 to place on number 5. I'm going to bet a $5 exacta box 3, 4, 5. I'm going to bet a $10 exacta 5 on top with the 3, 4, with the 3, 4, 7, with the 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to bet $5 a double 5 with the 4, 5. Okay, that's
you don't have the 2 in there, so just want to make sure that's accurate. All right, on to my picks. I'm going to go with in race number 8, the 4 horse Shalonian. I don't know what one of those is, but did show better early pace in its last race despite a wide trip. Divine Miracle, the 5 horse, Terry's best bet in there, better early and late in its last race. Tends to pair up pretty good runs, so today could be the second of that pairing. Roan Mountain, the 6 horse, that's the third choice for me. Consistent performer, really big effort last out, and then has a nice maintenance workout to keep that Stephen Covey saw sharp. And then Jamie Dreams, the 1 horse, just missed in its last race. Likely to be the same or a touch better in the second start after layoff. No additional bets for me. Private Ross. Race 9, Private coming in, he likes the 7. Race 10, he likes the 7. Race 4, he likes the 7. So it looks to me like that is your your crypto codes for today, right?
Yeah.
3-1. Yes, the 3-1 that last race indeed, but I haven't been able to watch the race. Did you look up GRTV? Juanitza? Have you looked that up? Yeah, that's GRTV on your phone, on your app. So you'll find it there. Just download that. All right. Let's see. Next up from us is race number 9, right? The beginning of the late daily double.
That's right. And we're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards, optional claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $52,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $50,000.
So if you wanted to buy this horse, optional claiming, Terry's lunch money, it would be right here. you would see that you can buy the horse. And if there are any of them for sale today, yes, you could buy Celestial Moon if you had $50,000. Terry's got that in quarters in the closet over there.
I wish.
At 1.70 miles, ordinarily we're looking for horses with early speed, almost 4 out of 10 win wire to wire. The inside 3 get a little bit of a bump, 4 through 7, a small discount. 8 and out, just about fair. So a little inside speed normally goes a long way. We got a short field here, Terry, so it looks like 1 is likely to get to the lead and, well, might be the only horse of the day that stays there. Who knows?
Yeah, that's that 4 horse, and it probably could get there first. None of them show any overlays that I could see, although they scratched the 1. All but the 2 have par plus numbers. All but the 8 have C zones.
Second last time for today, our shape of the race. Well, really no true front runner up in here, so being on the lead doesn't much matter. A lot of times in short races, though, you get to the lead, you do all right. It's still only 9 points separating worst to first, so I wouldn't be surprised, especially what we've seen in the first 2 legs. The horses kind of take it easy getting out of the gates. If late speed continues to be the way to the winner's circle, well, then Praetorian Guard is the one to play there. It's a length better than everybody else. And then our top total pace in this race, again, you got 4 of the 5 horses within 9 points. So within a length and a half of one another, it's kind of tough to get a bad trip in a short field. So tactically, everybody should be about where they want to be, Terry. So when it's over, they all want to be in the winner's circle, and who gets it done?
Yeah, I like the 4 Lonesome Boy. He ran second in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. The 5 is my second choice, has high percentage winner trainer, switch to high percentage winning jockey. And this trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has won 5 out of 14 starts with 2 seconds and 3/3. The 7 is my third choice. He won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 2, my imagination likes Parx Racing. Been in the money 80% of the starts, winning 20% of the races. And at today's distance, he's been in the money 64% of the time, winning 9% of the starts. I'm out of money, so no additional bets for me.
Lonesome Boy. Well, maybe one goes wire to wire today. If so, I hope it's this one. Or at least some of the others I might have put up on top there. This one should be your pace setter. The last race out, speed figure was 7 points better than the next closest horse. It's usually enough to win. Celestial Moon, the 5 horse. Well, that's that dynamic duo of Jamie Ness and Mikel Sanchez on a horse that did better fractions last race. Number 7, Deposition. This one's definitely been facing tougher company. And then number 8, Praetorian Guard. At times, this one shows stakes level late speed. And boy, with what we've seen from late speed today, you best not ignore Praetorian Guard. 10 to win, 10 to place on the 4, $9 exact the box 4 5. Who knows, Terry, with the mud today.
Yeah.
Last race for you and me. But before we go on to race number 10 again, tomorrow, we do have another Park show. But we also have free picks later on today at Zia Park. There is a link in the description down below. Please use that so they know where you came from. In just a few minutes over at horseracingtoday.net, right here, we will post all of our notes for today, along with the replay of the show. On YouTube, once again, we'll timestamp every race. So if you go in the description at the bottom, you'll see tiles for race 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then finally, while you're here, please support the show by hitting HRT gear. You see right there in the menu. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat so that no matter where you go, you will look fantastico. All right, Terry, for the last time today in the mud, what's the 10th race going to be about?
Okay, it's going to be a 1/16. It's a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price. Purse $19,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares 3-year-olds.
It's the only race at 1/16 today. Ordinarily, early speed does well for D%. Get to the front, stay on the front, and never, ever, ever, ever see another horse. There's a very strong inside to outside bias. So Napolitan could, for Miss Maria Luisa Rodriguez, get to the lead and perhaps stay there, or at least have a good trip around the track, Terry. All right, for the final time today, who's got the best chance to lead when the gates open?
Well, you can see the 4 outside horses have the most speed, but the actually 6 has the most. So Just depends on who gets out of that gate and who doesn't get a lot of mud thrown in their face. The 7 has an overlay from 6 to 5 to 3 to 1. 7, 6, 8, and 2 have par plus, and all of them show C zones.
The race shape for the final race today at Parx on this muddy Monday. Most of these horses want to be middle back. 3, 6, and 10 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader. So usually I see this, I say, okay, show me a horse that's middle forward. Cajun Dove, Cali Ray, Faux Pas. Those 3 are your likely pace setters. I would give it to Cajun Dove. It's the one that's on the inside of all the other speed. The end of the race, Spanish Girl. Well, late speed and Key Storming, that's been the way to go to the winner's circle so far, so maybe one of those 2. Top total pace, you got 3 horses that are 6 points better than everybody else, the 6, 7, and 8. So maybe one of those is your likely winner. If not, the 5 horse, 5, 6, 7, and 8, top 4, usually accounts for 70% of the time the winner out of that group. Terry, a lot of times the winner is in your group too. Who's your winner?
I like the 8, Cali Ray. She ran second versus similar in her last race. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Spanish Girl, the 7, ran second versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Napolitan is the 1, is my third choice. Finished third versus similar in last race. And the rail post winning 20% clip. The 6 is my long shot, Cajun Dove. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 66% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. I have no additional bets as I'm all out of money.
Ramon, greetings to you as well from Chicago and from Terry in California. And then nice to meet you, Carolina Garcia. Thank you. We appreciate blessings. Everybody likes blessings for sure. Cajun Dove, that one's going to get the first call from me. Hell, one's got to go wire to wire, Terry. So this one is a class dropper, maybe the most upside in just its 4th career start. Number 7, Spanish Girl. Well, we've had some Spanish girls join us today, so why not? This one just missed last out at this level and is our simulation favorite. Cali Ray, the 8 horse, top last race speed figure, 3 points, so the minimum barrier to keep an eye on, according to Andrew Beyer. Maybe a chance to be better in the second start after layoff. And then Key Storming, the 5 horse. Well, closers close. That's the case continues today. Well, then Key Storm Rising. Well, that one should be closing on a day where the storm is rising. There has to be a cryptic code in all of that, Private Ross. I don't have any bets either. Here are our full bets, our full picks for today so far. Well, the 8 horse won the first race, not on the picture. The 3 horse won the next race, so not off the picture third. So maybe the 5 horse, Terry, is the one in race number 3 to focus on if that crypto code continues to be the same. Here are our picks for the rest of this day. To not miss tomorrow, Terry, one last time.
Well, you need to go ahead and, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell so you get notified about when our programs come up, what time. Go down and copy that link, share it with everybody you know, so they can come check us out. Go to our social site at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us thumbs up and likes, and also keep these comments coming and picks as we really enjoy to see them, and they help with the algorithms.
Absolutely. Well, I think you and I got to either go to Turkey or Venezuela. We might be big stars down there, Terry, or over there. Any final words from you, Terry, before we part ways and start getting ready for Parx?
Well, I lost Rich. My final words would be hope that everybody stays safe. Here comes Rich again. We lost you for a minute, but my final words is I hope everybody stays rich. Be careful driving on those freeways with all this rain and snow, and just have a great rest of the week. We'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah, somehow I clicked out. So we appreciate everybody joining us today. We certainly hope that no matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, that you have God's blessing, God's favor, and everything you do ends up in the
winner's circle.
Indeed. See you tomorrow.